Yes, that's right.
Yes, I'm back.
How's your wee podcast getting on, wee man?
No, he helped by the filter. Sunday night, you missed your side, didn't you?
I know, I was in a vineyard on Sunday and I didn't
After we just been dick for long, he's like, put thumbs up or something. I was like, this can't take the piss, man. I'm going to run piss.
I didn't realise till the Monday. Now sometimes you look through your text.
There wasn't as many Instagram updates on Sunday.
I know, so apologies for that. I didn't even... You get lost. I thought you'd have won. I don't know. Somebody must have.
Who are you in a vineyard with, the missus?
No, Carol, no on a Sunday. She stays out the way with me.
Who are you with? Who are you with?
Just myself.
And the see you're getting ready for the Anthony Joshua fight the weekend.
Tash is going there. Tash is away now.
Tash, the fucking stupid barber. Went yesterday, £3 to get your face shaved. Shave my face, leave the Tash. First thing he does. I was like, mate, what the fuck have you just done there? So I had to get the Tash off, gave us it for free, but what an
arsehole. He didn't like
that. Even fucking said they've got the best little guys. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good.
What a move. Aye. I was surprised at it though.
My mates wrote in the group chat, Scott Allan might sign it and he wrote, what the fuck?
Aye.
I heard them saying something else this morning. I heard them saying, I love Dick.
Right, I want to speak. How are you, mate? You good?
I'm good, mate. I'm
still like to do the move?
Aye, obviously Dick I've had before when I was at Forfar on loan for Dundee United a long time ago.
You just realised
Nah, but listen, someone I know really well and I'm just looking forward to get back playing.
How was the phone call with him? Because I remember he tried to sign me for Forfar when I left Dundee and
I had a phone call with him, but I had...
Did you expect him to phone you? Like, did the agent say Dick's going to phone you or was it out the boy?
No, Dick's been phoning me for the last year.
Has he?
Aye. And it's one of the ones with Dick sometimes, I better not, he will talk me into coming to play for him again, that type of way, you know what I mean? But listen, I thought it would happen one day and as I say, it's something for me to get my teeth into.
So obviously phoned you, so you didn't sign him?
Why? Got bigger ambitions. No, I only went to Peterhead because of Jimmy Mark was in and known him. I felt I love the football, so I knew I'd get it back with him. But I loved that sign for Dick. Is that the stage?
Exactly. That's probably the exact same type of thing for me.
Get the enjoyment back, Scott.
Enjoy it, be around good boys, play.
But was it frustrating early summer that you didn't get it sorted earlier on?
No, I've had other options, you know what I mean? It's just, I think this summer it was more the fact that I got to kind of have a look back and just disconnect from football for a bit. I've enjoyed time with my wee boy in it. So
who's flying the wee boy? What a player, man! We're gonna make a prediction here. That wee boy will go to the top.
Aye.
I've seen the videos and that. It looks like he's
a long way to go into though.
No.
You know that. Come on.
He's got it, mate. He's got it. I can see it. Talk about your boy. What about this story? Tell me about Arnautovic.
Just obviously the guy wants a party, didn't he? Earlier. Obviously disappointed with going to Man United. So
was that? If you got an inside info, was that close?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, Man United, think about it, but why are Man United going for a, what's he, 32, 33? I'm not saying he's a good player, the boy, but but no, I think he's well thought of over there at Bologna. I think, he's a top man, basically. And you look at the club and all that, so he's
But tell what happened, so Lewis had to go and
he's a wee initiation, whatever, he gets up, sings a wee song and all that, and then they're asking him a few questions, you know, if one of the first things, are you married? And they said no. He's like, first thing he says, party at my bit. So there you go. But they're and Scotty was just saying to us about, you know, the training or how's he enjoying it. It's the physical side that's really took me aback, you know, because he says they're big boys. He says the fitness is unbelievable. He says, but they just get tore in each other. So, but he's enjoying himself. Just needs to get that ban out the way. He's got another game to finish, and then I'll get out. And hopefully I'll see him, because I'll be taking in one of the home games. I think it's a Thursday night. So I'll get there to see him. Desperate to get out there.
Few vineyards over there as well.
Oh, I know, that's I need to behave myself when I get there.
What about you? Have you been physical this week?
No. It's still not went down too well. That.
How's Carol doing with all that?
No,
she's not at all.
A few dinks,
A few dinks?
A few slaps, You'd like a few slaps now,
Don't get slaps.
No, it's a slap in the chops for me.
No, but see, before we start, just plug your wee podcast, just to get your numbers up, because this will get quite a bit of views. So just tell people where we can find
it. But
how do you find where do you
have you watched the series? Have you caught up in it? Not at all. Can you not? But
I need to know when it's on. When is it on?
What's it called?
Wednesday, 5 o'clock.
What's it called? We're in the dark.
Goal FC, it's a bit like the lone league, but listen, Scott, as you know, it's great being up there, but not everybody's up there. So when you're down there, it's brilliant to hear all the stories and real people, I would say, and all about the stories. It's brilliant. You need to watch it.
Real people.
What's real people?
It's the first thing.
I'm intrigued. What's the real people?
Do you know what, something you go down with the higher up, do you know what I mean? If you've played at a certain team, hit you or something or whatever. None of that in my show.
No egos then.
No egos.
Right, okay, right, I get you.
So you stereotyping guys?
No, everybody. No. Yeah, I'm
Try to get Tierney on just to dist it. I see you go to it. Tierney, can you come on? By the way, man, you worried for him?
You got Man City?
Is he?
Just came out. Well, I don't know, unless it's not for his move, but it's just came out Man City right, prepared for a bid to go in for him.
Wow, because he's not playing it. Zinchenko's playing left back.
That's a wee thing though, isn't it? They've helped each
I
other
like
out there.
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko's brilliant, man, isn't he? What a player.
Tierney's
He centre mid against Scotland.
How good is he?
Tierney's ahead of Zinchenko every day of the week.
In that position?
Left back.
Full back.
Aye.
So you think Zinchenko will move in
it's
middle of
different.
it?
No, he'll be left back. Tierney's away. He'll be got to City.
Right?
Right. I think them sorted each other out there, Petting.
And we got that swap deal. But Cancelo's playing left back, isn't he?
He'll go right.
I'm back.
So wait, when do you start? It's actually part-time now? Part-time football?
Aye, that's me there. Just Saturday, Queen's Park.
At Arbroath?
Like Gayfield, mate. Aye.
That'll be a windy one, won't it?
I don't know. It was nice last night when I was up there. Maybe got a good day, but
A few games that were covered last season, and then the time that the cameras are watching a Friday night, it was
right?
there wasn't that bad. I know that's what you think about all the time, don't you?
Aye,
Growth,
you do, aye.
you think it's just, but there you go with Dick Campbell. It's signing guys like him because everybody has this perception Dick Campbell just physical, just lump up the park. No, they've got a lot of good football players.
Aye,
So is that the first time you've went part-time?
aye.
Could be a big wake-up call, that, can it?
Nah, change your life, mate. Best thing you'll do.
I said,
enjoy it,
we spoke about it. I've the last 2 years for me has been difficult in all aspects, and similar to what he says about losing the love and that type of thing. It's not really losing the love. I just had worked so hard to get kind of back to playing after being diagnosed with that stuff and that, and putting a lot in it and not kind of get on the park. I just want to be on the park and enjoying it, and that's the main thing sometimes, you know what I mean?
The other stuff
And that's what I mean. I do want to do other things, so I think it gives me a good transition for when I finally retire.
How sorry,
a long way for
sorry. I don't know if you want to talk about it. If you don't, just fuck me. I've got fucking.
What is that, phlegm? Just still got your breakfast?
No, listen, sir, let me call
Is it dry phlegm or have you had some of this morning?
Netflix.
Let's just see. I think it's a serious
Just I
question.
don't know if you want to touch on it, but how difficult was that, mate?
What the period of time?
Aye, the whole thing.
Aye, really, really hard, but like, I did come through the other end, you know what I mean? I've done everything to get back to playing, I think, but when you put that much in and then you're waiting for an opportunity to get a run of games which never came, that was why sometimes exasperated, I'd probably say the word was.
Great words. He's ready for this media game. He's ready for this media game. Exasperated.
Here, it's been before. You're on it this week.
On what?
My podcast.
Am I?
Aye, because Clydebank, Robbie Hardy, both he's played with Clydebank, so works and you're with Dale Lyle at Thistle. So odd times.
So there's connections there.
Yeah, good.
I'll
give you.
But he's talking of comebacks. Your man played 35 minutes at a bounce game.
Was it end product?
So scored
was it end product?
I'll tell you this, right? So we played.
He's got a smile on his face.
I played in one team. We went 4-3-3. The other team went 4-5-1. How teams have been playing against us. So 35 minutes, I brought everyone on. This is what this team's doing well. This is what this team needs to do better. This is what we need to do better. Second half starts. I'm like, where the fuck's Lennon? So I play the second half, no thinking. And I think he's on the side coaching or in the stands watching. Come back in after the game and everyone's like, where the fuck's Lennon? Disappeared. And I was like, was he not sitting on the bench second half? And they were like, nah. I was like, that cunt's went up the road. He's just fucked off up the road.
Did you actually?
Tell him what happened.
No, so I went into the dressing room, I thought, fuck, my head was spinning.
Why?
Just be that fucking going to the big pitch. I said to maybe left back, 17-year-old, I was like before the game, listen me man, you fucking run me all day. I want you to get in the manager's eye. After 5 minutes I felt me man fucking rap that. Stop boy, you're killing me here.
He's a fit boy, isn't he?
Holy fuck man, that was disastrous mate, honestly. My legs, he put a diagonal to shot like out to the other side. And I've got a heater, but my legs didn't get up. I was just sank into the ground. I went, fucking hell. But I've been doing the small side stuff that I've been getting better at that. It was the bigger pitch that caught me out.
But 35 minutes is good, mate.
Gonna say, get started. And I think in the past, if I had a performance like that, or mentally or physically, whatever it was like a slug out in that pitch.
Aye, but forget about like the run. How was he touching that?
No, that meant
No, I thought you done alright touch-wise. Never had much
You go by people.
At the end, I went by one, I get smashed everyone, didn't I?
Don't want to overthink it. I think you overthink things.
I know,
He was a wizard when he was young.
I know,
It's funny.
But so at half time, I went in and I was like, I'm going to be sick here. And I was like, I cannot be sick in front of the boys. That's not right. I'm demanding them every day. You're not fit enough. I'm saying to the boys every week, you're not fit enough. You know what I mean? And then I'm being sick. So I've wandered up the hill, see Broadwood, the big man.
Where's Puma Kings on?
Puma Kings on.
They're embarrassing.
Straight into Aldi.
You're embarrassed.
Straight into Aldi. Had to fucking fill myself with Lucas and everything. Still get the Puma King. I'm walking around the aisle with the basket with the Puma Kings on.
You must have been drenched in sweat as well.
Drenched in sweat. My face was like ready to drop it in the eyes.
The tongue.
The eye was like that, like popping out, had black on the eyes. And then I had to go.
Black around the big
You know, see that me like
mascara.
no mascara, Dave. You get fucked, see what I mean? The eyes dropped down. So I've then wandered in after that. My phone's cut out. So I've had to go to Indigo Sun.
For something.
For them to book a taxi, but while they were booking a taxi, I was in.
And you got a shite in Aldi. I had to go for a shite in Aldi.
But listen, I was wanting to tell that story when I get back fit because people were like, that's you're obviously not taking it serious. But
No, you were, mate. You were taking that game seriously.
What is the chance of him playing a real
I just
game this
kept
year?
hitting diag right over his head.
holy fuck.
Getting him.
I didn't
Is he going to play? Will he play this year?
He's close to playing maybe 20, 30 minutes.
I think I need more
More of the bigger games.
bigger games probably. Maybe
But you're the same age as Scott, you know.
We played each other, didn't we?
Who got the better each other when you were younger?
I was a
He was good.
aye. Great.
He was good, aye.
So were you like the best player in your teams and you would be like...
No, you were. I was at that age. I struggled at first. Then I came stronger as this.
No, when under 15, 17, see, he was really good.
Right, so you were at United and you were at Motherwell?
Although aye.
And what team would you
He
usually
was
win?
tearing up the Gussie.
Turn up the Gussie's brilliant, mate. I love the Gussie, man.
At that age back, it's hard for me to talk about youth. When at that age, I was in the first team.
The Gussie, your mate Matty Flynn used to play against Matty Flynn. I was at Celtic, he was United, mate. He just talked to you for the full 90 minutes, man.
Still the same.
What a guy. So whose team would usually come out on top?
I think you might have, mate, but
he
under
was mate,
19s.
19's used to a strong team, didn't you?
You were
The big
second, third in the
boy.
league. I think
Who else was good in your team?
Bob McHugh was the best.
Bob McHugh was
Bob,
good.
He used to score 5 every game.
Stephen Meekin.
Terrorising us now.
Stephen Meekin.
Dean Meekin, aye.
Ped Dennis.
Pedro, you know
Oh, Pedro, is he good?
Aye.
Where did they
He
guys
was
now?
He was just hard.
Where did they
to
guys?
smash.
Where did they go into?
Never.
Never.
Did.
Just shows you, doesn't it?
Unbelievable, innit?
But we've got a world exclusive. I don't think it's ever been heard before. Where were you as a kid?
Rangers.
For it.
I've always been at Rangers.
Hey,
Don't fuck about.
don't lie on this
I've always
podcast
been at
because it flies
Rangers.
me
Oh,
bomb.
sorry. Dundee United. Was up at Dundee
And the other
United.
team.
Another
Is
team.
the fans
Doing at Man
tumbling?
United for a short.
Yeah, Man United.
Well, aye.
Was Sir Alex
Used to
there?
get a train done.
Was Sir Alex manager at the time?
My memory for doing there is Big
Gary
Gordon
Pallister.
McQueen. Big Gordon McQueen playing badminton. Doing at the
His boys were hanging out his shorts usually.
the cliff and all that. I was remember a big milk machine not upstairs. So I've got all these mad memories because we used to go down the train, Glasgow Central.
Were you and Gordon McQueen?
No, me and a few other boys.
Would you?
Was I?
Anyone would know?
Well, no, that's terrible, isn't it? Because we were only 11, 12 at that time.
Never played with Celtic?
No, never played with Celtic, no.
No, by the way, just before like my hair's like his, isn't it? You're like
No.
Scott Allan.
No, that man has got a complexion.
I know, he's talking about himself.
Scott Allan, what I don't like.
Do you want to sit here so that
Not at all, not too close.
Like,
I've done it. The last show, it was fucking horrific.
But listen, we always like to find out on the show, man, I don't know, how's the love life, alright? Single, just because there'll be a lot of girls sort of watching.
fucking busy.
Fancy. Are you busy? And that
He's busy, alright.
Single or
Single, aye.
single, mate? Are you going?
By the way, I see the name pop up all up.
Ah, come on.
No, that's the
I see pop up all up.
See years or that.
Right, on to the game. Listen, we're here for football. That's why people listen in. I don't think they do.
He's talking about football on yours.
I've been fucking talking about football, real football. Obviously, Champions League, a competition, of course, I've played in. Have you played in that one?
When did you play in that?
Benfica. So, have you been in the Champions League? No.
No.
You should actually start hosting the Lower League, man. So, Derek, Rangers to each your home. What did you make of the game, mate?
It was a kind of game I expected. I didn't think there would be much between the two sides, but they surprised me a wee bit. I knew they were going to be technically good, Slaney, but what surprised me was the power, the physical side of the game with them. Even in the middle of the park, the three boys that were playing in there, I thought they were really good. Surprised that Davis got his start because he hasn't played a lot this season. But I could see he played well. He kind of tailed off a wee bit in the second half, a couple of misplaced passes. But what you would expect because he's not played a lot. But
he was seen walking up to Aldi with his Puma Kings on his Steve Davis.
The pass he plays to Vernet is ridiculous.
Only Steve Davis has got that, and he's locking
that was brilliant. And that's you talking about that's what makes a difference in the areas. But no, it was. Listen, in the first half, I thought and a lot of people are in the same kind of wavelength that Rangers maybe kind of edged it a wee bit. But the second half, they came out and they were at it right away. And you know, they had to ride their luck a wee bit. They had 2 or 3 good chances. Even the the two wingers. You know what I loved about them was their attitude. I thought they would no so much freeze, but they kind of want to go and do the dirty side of the game, but they were willing to muck in and get back. And the boy, is it Sabrina or whatever, Sabari or whatever, I don't know.
Sabrina had a teenage
but they had a couple of chances early doors in the second half. But the physicality and the goals that Rangers lost is a big disappointment. Set pieces and
2 corners.
I think Sands.
It was the 2 defenders were big boys though,
wasn't they? But even in the middle of the park and De Jong up top, they've got a bit of height. But I thought for there was 20 minutes in the second half where they looked really slick, didn't they? And then Tom Lawrence obviously gets a goal.
You play against Lawrence, didn't they?
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I've met him before. I think he's. That's what Derek was saying. Him and Kent, but the work they put in. See them at times they get on goal side, don't get the ball back, and he's on the counter attack. Like you don't always get that for the type of players, and they two definitely showed that the other night. So it's been a good start for.
I think Sands done all right, but do they need a more physical presence next time?
You need a Hollander. You need a shooter. You need that physicality. I think
Ben Davis.
Aye, of course, and again he's not played a lot. There he has, so I think that's why he's maybe he wasn't in the starting lineup. But listen, it's still in the balance. The good thing, what I'm thinking about is they'll probably think on their home patch they've got enough to take us. But you never know in football, so they might just get into a wee false sense of security to get Rangers out there and they'll have enough. But no, they were. But I'll still say it, I was surprised at their attitude. Morelos is another man that coming on at Anfield as well. And I thought the manager was quite short, with his answer. I thought he'd have gave you a better explanation why Morelos, never get at least 15, 20 minutes. But obviously he's happy with Shola. He gets another goal. He's in a good place at the moment. But I still think it was important that you still get minutes. Into his legs. He needs it, Morelos, because he's the type of guy when he's not involved, you can see him, he might get a wee kind of mood, he's that type. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but
he's had enough of him?
No, he's not had enough of him, but I think he's a mood.
Though, wouldn't he'd be the first one to be bringing on?
And I just thought even the last 15 minutes, when you need a lift.
When it went 2-2.
The fans are absolutely, quite rightly so, absolutely love Morelos. I just thought it would have been a good time to introduce him into the game. But for whatever reason, I don't know. And it was just his answer, Van Bronckhorst, after the game. It was just short, straight to the point. And I thought, what's happening there?
How will they go second leg? How will they approach it? Will they sit and try and hit the counter?
I think this is
exactly. It's got to be in it.
Kent's usually good in these sort of games, isn't he?
Of course he is, but Tillman as well. Tillman was excellent. But that's what I noticed with them. They were on him. As soon as he got on the ball, their midfield banged. They shot him down. They didn't let him breathe during the game. So again, you could see that, tactically they were spot on.
Where they got the man marking job fed, don't you?
Aye, that's it. When Hoover comes out.
I watched you on a Sunday morning, I said that's exactly what I want you to do to Tillman.
Aye, PSV are favourites now.
There's favourites. That's what I'm saying.
It's not a bad thing, that way.
Aye, and that's what Scott. I don't think Scott is a bad thing, because that's what. They maybe think, we've done the hard bit, we get them back to our patch. But Rangers, as I've shown before, not so much maybe away from home, but it's still there. Still get that.
There will be long periods Rangers have got to defend.
Oh, big time.
Not have the ball.
Aye.
Did you play it safe when you went over to Holland, or did you?
But no,
went for it?
that's what I'm saying.
Look at the rewards you got.
The rewards I got.
So they should go for it.
I would go for it.
He'd first, you said, didn't it? No, first, you said.
Let's let everything go for it. I would certainly do. But listen, obviously, when you come back for Europe, you've got a game on the Sunday for Hibs. Well, Hibs fans their chances, Rangers come back for Europe.
Like, do you?
Holy fuck. So quick, the words are coming.
I think you're probably better ask Scotty that, but Hibs need to improve.
Scotty, but
on you go, you ask him, because Hibs need to improve.
You can flame on.
That's a back, innit? Your Alsatian fucking getting behind you. You still got that Alsatian?
You just let them boof.
What's the Alsatian's name?
Cara.
What knickers have you got on the day?
Frillies.
You don't wear them?
I don't wear any.
Do you know?
I like that.
What, do you know? Do you not wear any pants?
Yeah.
I wear
I seen you wear diesel ones all night.
no, I wear actual pants, like
Very good.
no boxers, like pants.
You got a bra on or not?
Do you know wear pants?
Aye, okay.
I think we're boxers.
I didn't want to wear them, what's that? You got on.
See if you've got a bad back. Then I wear boxers. Wear pants and it helps it.
Have you ever heard anything like that?
That's your team slips, isn't it?
The slips. Marks and Spencer slips are brilliant.
It's a slogging.
What have you've got? Let's have a guess. I'm going to go Balmain. There you go.
No,
I'll go Calvin Klein.
on.
Are you just going normal like TK Maxx, the red,
TK
blue and white ones?
No, he's only get it. He's only get it.
What are you going?
Nothing today.
What you guessing he's got on?
Oh, sure. I could see kind of leopard skin.
Leopard skin?
Aye,
So he's got a shot at Dick Campbell's pants. Right, let's see, Scotty, what have we got?
Actually, Manscaped.
Manscaped?
Aye.
We've done an ad for them.
Freebies.
Could have got. Did they send you out for free?
Well, we all got them at Hibs. They shave us a lot.
Imagine the views.
What is it?
So is that completely shaven?
By the way, imagine the views if you lay on that table just in the pants. Imagine the views of this show. Oh, fucking holy. Because not one bird watches a show, do they?
They all know he's out. So what have you got today?
No, Commando.
No. What make a boxer? Come on, just tell us.
I'm not slamming out of pressure.
What make? I didn't need to see them, but just what make?
Well,
What have you got, Sonny? What colour is that? What colour is the actual boxer top? Oh, black.
Magnificent. Usually.
Right.
Sorry.
Do Rangers, do Hibs pose any threat to Rangers on their home ground?
No. Sorry, Scott.
No, with Martin Boyle on your team, they've always got a wee chance.
It just depends if he starts Martin Boyle or not. I think it's always it's going to be a tough game. I really can't see Rangers kind of dropping points. At Easter Road, I think Hibs are still in a bit of transition stage. Have you seen much of them?
What game did I watch?
Mixed bag, I think.
You just don't know, but you never know. Obviously, with Boyle on the counter attack.
They were poor against Livingston last week, weren't they?
Defend better.
They need to defend.
It's
4v1 when Nubly's goal.
The boy Kenner getting back, he was just jogging, wasn't he? I thought he'd died and got so on. It was shocking, but I think Nubly's a good player. I love how everybody underestimates Livingston. All the time.
Brilliant, aren't they?
Aye, but Hibs they need to improve. They need to improve all the part. And they can't just rely, we've got Boyle back. He'll win a game for us. They've got to be better or else, certainly.
You need to get the ball to Boyle in the first place. You know what I mean? They've signed 10 players, Hibs, so it's a big transition.
They need Nisbet back as well, didn't they? They need someone up top.
And Aiden as well.
I think Nisbet's still a couple of months away.
Is he?
I think so.
I think Aiden's a few months as well. So
big at this level, you've not got a big budget, so they two plus a massive for any team.
Yeah. Do you think that, obviously you've been in there the last couple of years, do you think they have got the players that can get them back up to challenging for like third and fourth? Or do you think it's going to take a bit of time?
I don't know, because there's been a lot of signings, you know what I mean? But it's not easy just to come to this league and just set the hay in fire, do you know what I mean? As you know, we've seen hundreds of players come. That's why the boy Tillman, when you go back to Rangers, he's adapted really well. So, but for Hibs, the fans are looking for a bit more, I think, just now.
And they'll get on the back quickly.
They're looking for Scott Allan type, into the Hibs fans. They loved you there, didn't they?
Aye.
They were good with you. Did you have your time at Hibs? In terms of the club, I mean, the club.
Aye, for obviously the relationship I've got with Hibs fans is the best I've had at any club. Obviously, last year was highly frustrating, but all the times before that, it's been probably the best days of my career.
What about best moments for Hibs? What was your best moments?
Scoring in the derby under Neil Lennon, 2-0. It was a natural order game. I know what Lenny's like before games.
How was he before that?
Charged up, man. Charged up.
Was he talking about what Levine said?
Aye. That's the way Lenny is. For me, he was one of the ones before a game it made me going out thinking, here we go, that was the way he was. And when you come back in and you get the win from, he's straight to the pub, isn't he?
You got on with Lenny though, Scotty, didn't you?
Aye.
Half the pitch as well, didn't you?
Half the pitch, yeah.
Would you go and still meet him for a pint now, Scotty?
I would, aye. I've had a pint with him outside football, you know what I mean?
He's good company. You've been in Lenny's company for a time?
No,
yes, he's good company, man.
I've heard that.
Would he have been your favourite manager at Hibs?
Hibs. Aye, by a distance, I would say.
Because he has came in for a bit of stick recently, hasn't he?
All the other boys at Hibs really enjoyed working under Lenny. All of them. Their Portuguese and that, they all loved them.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
That Hibs team were great. I remember watching him. You, McGeoch, McGinn.
Boyle as well.
To watch. It really was.
See, compare then that Hibs side to the Hibs side, you know?
Mm-hmm. That was a proper team.
How do you compare them then? You're saying there that was a proper team. See, I'm not convinced we have.
No, I don't think they're never near that level.
Isn't they not?
No,
I think
it'll take time to a new manager in, but that team was very good.
So what was it about him that the boys loved?
Just what you see is what you get, you know, I think. And we were winning, so when you're winning, you know what it's like when you're winning, it has a different kind of mentality. I wasn't obviously there the following year. I went back to Celtic, and obviously there was a bit of rumblings, you know what I mean, and then Lenny ended up leaving, so I don't know that. But if you were asked the boys there that are there now, and it was their time to Lenny, they all had good things to say about him.
Gay's the best rant you've seen him going. Because he can be funny when he slaughters people, can he?
Unbelievable. It's the most terrifying thing though, isn't it?
Have I not told that the last time I was on there about him saying to John McGinn, you're not even the best player in your house?
I think he's doing well over in Cyprus as well, isn't he? He's doing well. Good to see him doing well.
Sorry, they'll just be you. Who was the scariest? Was it Walter Smith? Were you?
Walter was the manager, was he?
No, but you said...
See, on this podcast we did a research, mate.
No, I'm saying...
But he was a scary... You're right.
No, because...
But he wasn't your manager, so it's a pointless question.
No, what I'm saying is, Souness Walter Smith, at the time, Souness was the manager, but you actually said, because a lot of people think Souness is very scary, so my research... You find Walter was the one when he came in.
Yeah, good.
Properly done.
Because Walter would say it about you. He would get you into the boot room. He would. You know, so there would be threats for we've spoke to Souness, you had him at the Hydro and all that. Yeah. No, I was never the respect's here. I mean, like Souness he's an absolute icon. So but the respect's here. But in terms of being fear and think you're going to get one planted in your chin, it was obviously Walter, but big job. He did put one in your chin.
I went to that Dundee United training.
Just chins him there.
When I put that time, times have changed. That was the norm back then. You get a slap, you get a dink. You don't get away with it in this day and age.
No.
That's for sure.
Lenny was tough on you, wasn't he?
But he never gave you, man, did he?
No.
What was it, the Miyabi story? Miyabi was just saying that you were brilliant.
Miyabi after training says, I'd be brilliant today. And I went, what? Didn't touch the ball once. But he was right, because I said that to you in my game. I was hiding.
You said it to the boys the other day, didn't you?
Aye, because I know, I can see it for everybody, because I was the biggest at it at times when I was at Celtic, when I came back finished into the first team. All I did was hide. I sprinted a bit for fucking... I had the greatest running stats in history of training.
Well, is it just relief when training was finished?
You know when somebody's hiding.
Aye.
So I was never like that as a place at Motherwell. I was so confident, but see when I went into that first match, the injury or whatever it is, the level they were at, I genuinely preferred when our team were getting fucking battered. I was just running a bit mental. That was my actually my life sprint, chase, get everybody to get up. When we go on the ball, I'm still saying to them, press. You know what I mean? But that's what I can see it, and it's no...
But Lenny could see through that. He was good. He could tell if you were... He is, mate.
And he remembers a player, Lenny, at Celtic Park, 60,000 fans, people say, pass the ball. He wanted the ball every single time. He brought the same boys either side of him, even youth players at the time, either side of him.
But see, Lenny, you're right, see when you would... obviously had a year training with Lenny, and he would say things to you after training, you're like, how does he know that I was thinking that during that training session?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It was like you could fucking look, you could read into your soul, man.
He's been there, done it, he's been through that. He's experienced that, what you're experiencing, so you can tell right away.
I used to pray the night before, I didn't even believe in God, right? And I used to pray the night before training that I wasn't in Lenny's team.
Aye.
Swear, mate.
Seriously?
Swear to God. Honestly, mate, there's times he would just be on me for the full set. But he was obviously doing it to try and...
He never done it, never
done it a bad way, but when you're 17, I think I was 17 at the time, and I was like, I cannot be fucked up.
I remember when...
But see that scenario then? If you thought you were doing it's just as well, Sam, give him a wee bit back.
Nah. I wish I had, wouldn't I? I'd love to sit here and say that.
I always think it doesn't matter when you're on the park, right? The respect or whatever you want goes out the window. You treat everybody the same. It changes once the game stops and you're off the park, and then you're talking to an experienced player. Then your attitude changes. But on the park, I don't care who you are, what you've done in the game. That should be your attitude.
You get more respect of the senior players when you're like, and then if off the park you're obviously a humble wee guy, do you know what I mean? But when on the park and somebody comes and melts you, you're like, he's got something about him. You don't see it as much now as it used to.
Who's been that guy at Dundee United for you?
The scary guy, Barry Robson. But I got on well with Barry Robson.
And you were similar position to him as well, weren't you? Kind of centre midfielder, off the wing.
Off the wing? Me?
Nah, never. When you were younger,
Nah, I was always through the middle.
Right, mate.
I'm amazing, because I remember Barry.
Eight I was.
I remember Barry in my house because he was pals with Barry.
Because he was at Rangers as a kid, wasn't he?
He was at Rangers and he got a bad ankle injury.
A really good player, Barry.
But he was just a wee boy.
Barry Robson?
He was finished. He got a horrendous ankle injury, but he was just a wee shy boy. You know what I mean?
So what was that when he was like 15? He'd come back to your man's house?
Back to the house, you know what I mean? So, and just obviously for up north, you know, the old twangy. But he was just a lovely boy, a lovely quiet boy. And then you see the differences he gets on and what he becomes. And obviously still coaching at Aberdeen.
Still coaching.
A great career. So
that's brilliant, isn't it? See the feeling when Lenny used to walk it to training and Melby and Gary Parker used to take it. Yeah, this is fucking brilliant, relaxed. And seen him wandering up the jacket one people. Holy fuck. Just felt like any time I'm going to use your day. See, he used the ankle last week. You know what I mean? Honestly, if he used the ankle that week, so what am I doing this week?
See, as a player, he was always hard on me. But see, when he was the reserve manager, he was brand new with me. Never really got on me when he was the manager. It was more when I was training next to him as a player, he was fucking on me constantly. But
different environment.
Exactly, mate.
See, when he first came into Celtic, when he done, who was it, Mowbray? Remember after Mowbray, and he brought everybody into the kitchen, the lunch hall, staff. I've never seen a speech like it, man. It was the most inspirational thing I've ever heard.
He's good talking, isn't he?
Amazing.
You've been watching that All or Nothing?
Brilliant.
Amazing. By the way, I wasn't a wee bit unsure.
Good draw, isn't it?
Good draw, aye.
I know, I was just waiting for that to be done.
Mowbray, wasn't it?
I was just waiting for that. And he's like, Aubameyang.
That'd be class, wouldn't it? Aye, done that.
What's he drawing today? Just a big cock. Right, and I had 14 strip on the cock. That'd have been good. I like him. I think it's good now.
Yeah.
Aye.
I tell you what.
I do.
I tell you what.
I loved that.
You look at him as a player. I thought he was a class player, silky, and then you see him the other side of him being a manager, intense, passion, fight, and all that. Totally different from what I thought he'd be like.
But I remember speaking to Barry Derek, and he said that he was like that as a player. He says you might not have seen that so that outside, but inside.
So there's sitting watching it in the stands, watching games, and you just watch a player, and you have this perception of what they're going to be like. And then until you see that documentary, and then it shows you his wife and his family and all that.
Tony Minder. Any fucking difference.
But it is. And then he gets his days off. What's he doing? 15 hours.
It's a beauty he plays.
15 hours of watching football. He just wants to watch more football.
Having Steve Bolt.
What about them showing Lacazette clips
of Benzema? What is it?
Lacazette getting showed clips of Benzema. Mad that.
He must be fuming at that. Aye, that's what he's head on fans as well, didn't he?
I wasn't listening, but no, what's he for? How's this week before we move on? How's everybody's health?
I thought my hingies were.
How's Scott? Scott is fine now.
Aye.
That's why I didn't want to target him. I wanted to just ask everybody how's your health.
I felt a bit high as a kite.
You're a bit stoned,
my crunching ups were tampered with this morning. She sprinkled something.
No, you know what she's putting that? The blue tablets, aren't
I don't need them. A stoner.
So what's your deal, Derek? What was you this morning? You were days, weren't you, when you came in?
I don't know what's happening this morning with me. Aye.
We joined the motor.
It must be.
The windies are kicking on full blast, smoking the joint.
No, I could tell you a story, but I can't tell you maybe.
We'll cut it, it's not acceptable.
No, I don't think I would get into trouble.
What is it about? Get stoned?
I think you're going to get into trouble.
Aye, they kind of
the edibles?
They're funny fags you got to watch.
No, probably
I've got a tremendous story.
How's your house, Si?
Mine's just lack of sleep, but other than that, alright. I was up watching your wee podcast at 1:30 last night.
How giant is a host? How giant done?
So I turned on at half when I was sleeping for 1:45. That's terrible, Pat. Sorry.
Hey Scotty, how you're helping
Great, mate.
What about yours?
I honestly, I feel like I've got 2 days to live, mate. I'm not joking. I feel like I'm going down every day. I swear to God. I don't know if I can say that, but listen, I have no feel very vulnerable at times.
So what is it? What's the feeling you're getting? Just turniness.
Just that.
Are you holding it to your back teeth?
I always just back to that. I mean, every time I'm about to go in my life, that covers it.
Do you know what you need? You need seriously. No, he needs an Alsatian. You need a dog.
Aye, it's not bad.
You do, mate, just to keep, like, someone to love, walk with you, never answer you back.
Right, so anyway, listen,
Celtic
Hearts, the man, I think it's one of probably the greatest start I've ever seen any team make in a new league season with Celtic. Hearts have, I can't see them having much chance coming back for Zurich steady.
Before that, how do you think they'll get on at Zurich?
I think they'll do well. I think they'll set up well. I think the formation they play. But yeah,
I think if you're hard, take a 1-0, wouldn't you?
Defeat?
Aye.
Keep yourself in the
time. But so you're saying set defensively, is it not quite attacking? They've started quite attacking this season now.
Front four's right good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're going to go over there and attack again.
Aye, and I think that's the best way. Go in the front foot.
Same, yeah.
Aye, I think so. Because the players, Scott, just the front three. There's Forrest, Mackay.
But he's wanting them to go and sit in when they've played attacking football season.
It's a hard. He is.
That's what he said. I had to go and sit in.
Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema. They sit in Champions League.
Right, so
no, but they've got enough going forward to pose a problem to try and nick a goal. So I think that's why they'll approach it like that. Aye, they'll not be gung ho, of course they won't. But when they've got opportunities, I think the players that they've got, I think they could hit in the break or the counter attack, couldn't they, Scotty?
There was times like that on Sunday against Dundee United. Barry Mackay's faster than you think, obviously Forrest. I think that there's no way they're not going to go away from home in Europe first leg and not try and counter attack. It's probably don't think you could do really.
Have you been impressed with Mackay? He's a Scotty Allan type, isn't he?
I think he's excellent.
I
think he's excellent. He's a pass.
He's getting on a level, isn't he?
Aye, but last year he didn't have a pre-season last year and he just got chucked in.
Yeah. And he was still probably
I don't think people realise that he didn't have a pre-season.
Yeah.
he signed on like the 7th of
He's
September.
allowed.
I know the Hearts are a big club, Derek, right? But could Barry Mackay go again?
I think so.
Absolutely.
And you're right to point that out. Hearts are a big club and it's hard to play in front of them. They put pressure on you, the Hearts fans. You've got to deliver. But I think the manager gives him a wee bit of leeway as well. You know, a lot of times you look at Barry Mackay early on in his career, whether it's at Rangers, even going down south, he played in an area, you know.
I kind of left when he's
allowed to drift to get involved, and as I say, he can see a pass. He's already proven that, and the goal he scored. I mean, he knew exactly where he was going to put it, but the precision and the power, different class.
Do you think Andy will make a?
Absolutely.
Come on.
No, he'll play for Zurich.
Well, he's that type of player, isn't he? He's experienced. You need a bit of experience.
Get him in. Yeah, 100%.
Isn't he? He sits in there, and I think Andy's one of the guys who can, maybe the older guys there that gets people playing. They can organise on the part, and sometimes you might need that. Yeah. Somebody that can get after
and
people.
He wants on the ball at
say, hey, you
does.
Don't go. Take it, just sit in the now. You'll get your opportunity. So sometimes you need that type.
And Hugh Keevins away over him, isn't he?
He's involved in stag.
Yeah, you're in the stag, doing it. What about some of the things Hugh Keevins is doing in that stag do chat?
I can't believe Spears. Him and Spears last night. That was shocking. They took it. I believe him and Keevins done
Spears.
What was it that Spears he was doing to him?
I can't believe he done that. Should have done that. It's stupid. It's best to get a new team and all. You watch yourself. But
you know, you must enjoy watching Celtic just now. I know, obviously, forget what's happening, but I just mean in terms of the football.
Proper football. I thought that in opening day as well. Obviously, Jota. I'd say the other week, I think he is the best player in the league now. But
started up a bit of debate, that, innit?
Aye.
Good, that's what you're entertainment, isn't it?
No, but for me, goals and assists, obviously the obvious thing to talk about, but that's who we guys are going home for games talking about. And it's people of all ages going to Celtic Park coming home talking about some of the things he's doing, you know what I mean? They've not had a player like that in a good few years, so for me, he is, you know what I mean? I don't know what you think, but
I love Kyogo
for me. Kyogo's movement.
His movement's it's top class, his movement.
When you actually look at Ange Postecoglou's recruitment, like hardly any of them have not been good. For the number of players that they've brought in, they've all kind of had impacts.
That's how you can talk about tactics, but his recruitment's so big. 100%. Getting the right players that fit his style. You talk about the pace and the movement, they're aggressive, aren't they? And that's important. They get it
they're aggressive in their play, and that's how teams can live with them, certainly. early parts of the game. You know, they kind of tail off a wee bit at times, but it's just their approach to the game. That's what's I think teams even know that's going to happen.
But you can't stop it.
They just can't.
Like that.
deal with it.
See,
Just can't deal
That's
with
a
it.
great. That's a great point. You know
get
what they're going to do. You know the
You
fullback's
know,
going to
but
come in, the
you
right player's going to stay right, but who goes with him? Who stays with him? It's
your fullback's taking the ball in half turn and playing defence splitting passes.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
frightening.
So,
So he's made people better as well.
That's what I was just about to say.
You know what I mean?
Signing a good manager as well, not just recruitment, but making players that were there better.
So if top players play at a pace and that sometimes that 1 and 2 touch, you can't live with them.
Can I ask the panel something?
Oh, you calling on the panel?
Panel.
See, growing up, you always
Right.
thought going away from home in
Right.
Europe, you needed like a proper holding midfielder. Do you think when Celtic are in the Champions League before,
But
do you think they lacked
define a proper holding midfielder.
that? Didn't need that. Did not need
I mean,
that.
that's a good question.
It's like it. So, for example, a Callum McGregor in there every game, he's just sit or whatever. Do you think in Europe you need somebody like see like Jim McCarthy type?
No, I don't get. I
Can't
don't.
control the game like he can.
Cal McGregor's
Brilliant.
as good as anybody in there.
And his job in that team's to control the game, huh?
Mhm.
I think McCarthy would be as comfortable controlling the game.
Do you think no asked that? They fucking ate to have no asked that question. Once the debate starts, no, just come
Keep
back
it,
to
keep
me.
it
I know,
debates
but
for
it's-
another
I'm going to
week.
throw you off a deep end.
A proper sitting midfielder.
Right, time you're going, fuck.
Right, Dundee United v Sunderland. How important is it for Dundee United to get a result this weekend? 1 point after 3, beat 7. Morale seems quite low at the place when it probably should be a wee bit higher with the new manager coming in there.
How do you know that? You spoke to him?
Jack, that's a good appointment. On paper, it's a good appointment for Dundee United, nah?
Aye, in the squad that he's got, but that
Good squad.
a terrific squad.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That Alkmaar game, they won 1-0. Everything's looking rosy in the camp, and then that drubbing is absolutely. It's took a lot out of them. So it is. So, but they need that big time. So did they.
And
but
Sunderland
that's
went and got a win last week as well, Derek, so it'll be a tough game.
Well, that's what the players have answered their manager, the St Mirren boys, haven't they? They needed to come up with something, and that's what Dundee United, the players, they need to give something back to the manager because he's brought a few of them to the club, sorted them out in good contracts, and so it's time for a wee bit of payback for me.
They look like they've got a good balance like, for outside, don't they? In terms of experience and young players coming through. Because there was some good players. You obviously felt there.
Yeah.
Some good players last year, young boys. I don't know if they
No, some of the young boys are really good, mate.
Aye.
Boy
I love the
Meekenson's good.
Aye, that was the one I seen, Meekinson.
Yeah, he's very good. But well, who do you fancy for that?
A tough one, isn't it?
A draw.
What, see if St Mirren do beat Dundee United, Jack, is he under pressure this
Aye.
early on? Do you
I think everybody's under pressure.
Yeah. Oh, fuck,
I know it's-
believe me, I know that.
I think they are in different ways. It's just because Jack has come in and he's got a good. It's because he's got a good squad. And when you look at that squad, sometimes that first 11, you expect more. And I thought it's like getting beat again. 4 now, conceding 4. That's not good enough. So they've got to.
See, when you came off the back like a 7-0, you rarely see anything less than a 0-0 or a 1-0 the next week, don't you? In the games, you're just out to
stop.
Aye.
And that was the reaction I thought that might come, and they would just sit in and just try, just what Scott is saying, you know, and try and keep a clean sheet, gain a wee bit of confidence, but he concede after first minute and then another 3 in the second half. You need to look at, and I'm not just talking, that's not just a back 4, that's everybody, you know, through the through the
The
club.
goalie looks like he's found any pubs in Dundee, doesn't he?
More like that. What about Kev's hanging him? Found the horns and put them on. See that one?
That was good, wasn't it? That was a good bit of fun, that for the big man. But see when you think of other signings, it's all been attacking players, isn't it? A back 4 still, what is it, Smith, Edwards, Mulgrew and McMahon. Is that maybe where they need to bring in new faces?
Could be, and they've still got a wee bit of time to do that, so
It's
food for thought for them.
It's an interesting one to put Charlie into midfield. He obviously doesn't feel he's got somebody in there that can go in and maybe be his physical.
And then Dylan Levitt's probably one of the best sitters in Scotland for me. And you go and put Charlie
But Dylan Levitt's played like 10 and further forward, as you know, last year.
keep
Times.
away.
See, for me last year, I like Levitt sitting in front of the back 4 dictating the play. I think that's where he's
Well,
at his best.
he showed.
I know he can grab you a goal, but he can still do that for the
He
sitter,
showed a
can't you?
different. I
Still
said
set it
to you last season that
I
against
don't know
Rangers.
as much anymore, I
showed
wouldn't
a
say.
difference.
Do you think so?
What, you're sitter?
Your job in there is to protect it, your back 4 as well, innit? So it's, I think Dylan Levitt would be better further forward because he can shoot, he can play passes, and you can find somebody in there who's maybe a wee bit more defensively minded.
Especially when you
And
play a
still
3, so
keep the
do you know what I
ball-
mean? See if you've got your 3
still
centre
keep the
backs,
ball
Levitt
ticking.
can still step in there. different opinions, and it's what you want for your son.
Scotty, how was it working under Jack Ross?
I had a really good relationship with Jack. Obviously when I went through this stuff again, he was really good with me. And when he first came in, do you know what I mean? I hit the ground running when he came in and had a good season. And obviously COVID kicked, but the boys really liked him. You know what I mean? He had a really good relationship with all the staff, all the boys. And I remember the day he left, it was a sad play. There was like physios and that were crying the day Jack left, because he had a really good working relationship with other people. And that doesn't happen a lot.
And Potter's went to Celtic. There was talk of you going there as well, wasn't he?
Potsy, aye. Like Potsy's one of the best guys you'll meet in football. So that is the thing though. Jack's at Dundee United. Potsy was massive for us at Hibs, you know what I mean? In terms of being the glue and keeping everybody going. So he's not got him this time, you know.
That's a big miss, isn't it? That he's kept Liam Fox, who was there under Tam Kurtz.
That's a
Tam who?
Kurtz. That's
a great point, isn't it? You know, with Potter, because assistant manager, the role that they've got to play there, it's absolutely massive. It's like the manager comes in, it's a wee bit of the fear factor, the respect, but it's the assistant that's in amongst the boys, knows them, you know, gets them going. So important, that double act, isn't it?
There was a big, I actually remember, I know Hibs didn't go on a good run, but there was I was very surprised when Jack Ross left Hibs.
Yeah, it was a week before the cup final, wasn't it? Am I right in saying that?
That's how she came back
before
to
the Celtic game.
Postecoglou. I thought that's why that would have been a problem for him last season. How he's had to, contend with that. Yeah. You know, get in there himself. He never brought his own man.
He's got Harry Kewell on there, hasn't he?
I've seen that. I saw him at the end of the game.
He's like earned himself to get Harry Kewell in there. That can't be easy.
Couldn't have been easy for him getting in there, because you're just saying about the boy Potter with Ross. You need that. So for him to contend with that.
But Andrew's probably at a stage his managerial career, he's managed World Cups, he's managed big I think he's more, I know what you're saying he still needs, but I think he's so clear on what he wants, it doesn't really matter who he's got next to him. I think he's at that stage, his managerial career, do you know what I mean?
It does that.
Even when you speak to him, it's like, this guy could fucking manage anybody on his... I think he needs a backroom staff, mate. He could go and do it himself. See, when you meet him, he's so fucking clear on what he wants. It's crazy, yeah. See, when he speaks,
he's been good on the interviews, isn't he?
He's brilliant, isn't he? I think another one is happening. Oh, you didn't know about this shit. Another one's happening, man. I'll let you know the date that we're going up, alright?
Am I still coming up?
Depends how you're. I think Andrew's going to come on your wee podcast. There you go. We're going to get him.
You'll do it yourself. just let him do it yourself.
Right, last few minutes. This has been excellent. Good balance between experience and youth.
Holding midfielder, Fabinho. What? John Lundstrom. That's the grit you need in there. Ross County v Kilmarnock.
But then would you say that Rangers play a different style of football in Celtic, so that's why they've got to sit out the way they do?
Liverpool, Fabinho. You know what I mean? Real Madrid won the Champions League, Casemiro. What? Okay. Ross County versus Kilmarnock.
So would you say Busquets was a big tackler? Modric.
Casemiro lets him go and play. Go and enjoy your football.
Hey.
Go play. Right, Dale, sorry for that.
Roy Keane playing a 4-4-2.
Correct. Ross County versus Kilmarnock, Dale. Come on, last but not least. It's a cracker.
We're thinking Ross County are, going to have a good season. In the first couple of games. They played well, decent performances, but you were expecting them to go to St Mirren and at least take something, so to come away with nothing. That's going to ebb away the confidence, I think, a wee bit.
Yeah.
So he's got a bit of work to do up there.
Yeah.
But again, you must feel for guys like him who had such a great season. He's lost to his best player. It's tough.
Andy said the other week that they'd gave Hearts a proper good game.
Played well.
But and then you look at Kilmarnock, 5 goals and an absolute doing. Could have been more. So I think Derek McInnes should have been disappointed with, defensively. Set pieces, in the box.
Yeah, dealt with pride himself.
You can see that when he was talking about it, how disappointed he no way you go up against Celtic. There's only going to be one winner. You go toe to toe with himself, they're too good a team. But just a 2 or 3 day goals, that they conceded, you'll be really disappointed. So I think there've been a wee bit of work done in the training ground, as there would be with the county. So I think, I tell you what, that could be a low scoring game for me, just looking at it for the outside.
That was mad, isn't it, how he can change. That must be Altman could buy best a couple of weeks later, but as they've under pressure. Change.
Well, I thought that'd be one for you, Del Kelly. I thought you maybe take.
Oh, aye.
I think that's maybe
That seems like there's been a wee chat.
Was it?
No.
There was.
No.
On the Astro and that as well, do you know what I mean?
We had a meeting at
why-
didn't we?
You love the
Yeah.
Astro, didn't you?
I like the Astro, mate, if you're going to play
I didn't look a good Astro.
Kelly's like, I've not played on that for about 6 years.
It was bouncy, didn't it?
27 degrees down there
Aye.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it might have been a difficult game for Celtic because the pitch would have been dry.
Many,
quite sticky.
many Premier teams come in for you. Was there a few that dabbled?
Not dabbled, a few speaking, but nothing concrete.
Because I'm surprised at that. You know, because you're only, 30?
I'm even thinking get teams like St Mirren who are hard to beat, but they need that
you
one
need
player that
killer
can.
ball, that killer pass, aye. You know,
Football's changing, though, isn't it?
People just
That is changing football.
It's been unbelievable. What an absolute pleasure to be with you today, guys. What a show. How have you found it moving back? Have you enjoyed the present?
much better than I'm being taught.
Do you
To be
actually?
taught, much better
I
when
feel
you're
more
here.
relaxed.
100%.
Do you feel more relaxed?
Definitely.
How was Faddy and Aidan when you were on? Just
A bit tense with Faddy, because Faddy's a top pundit.
Aye.
But I told him you absolutely slaughtered him.
Well, I noticed that it was very nice when I wasn't here. But next time Faddy and Aidan are on, I'll give both of them a bit like at once. So
What would you give him a bit?
the opinion on football. Disagree with both of them. So listen, on to the cooting. Dale, I'm coming straight for you.
Right.
4 games, Si, innit?
4 games. See, look at them. See if you take Rangers and Celtic out of the equation, you look at the rest of them and just go draw.
So
What's the
listen,
t-shirt?
I think it's a wee Pratt. We Pratt have got a new sort of range out, so fuck us. Right, Dale.
Is that not Tom? That's like Scotty Parker, Tom Brown, isn't it?
Oh.
Have you seen him with the Tom Brown gear on?
I
That's
think
not
Scott
cheap,
Parker's
by the
very
way.
good.
Oh, mate, fortune.
I think
He's
Scott
immaculate.
Parker's very good.
Did you see that? Did you see him? Have you seen the footage of him at half time in the
Aye,
game?
aye.
Good, isn't it? Lads. Good. Right, I'll turn on you.
Right, Dale.
And Jamie O'Hara's got Jamie O'Hara's got a new flame, who we know.
Aye,
So
I've seen that.
congratulations, Jamie, little meatball.
Congratulations, she'll dump you in about 6 months' time, probably. Hibs Rangers, Dale.
I just think the Rangers, even though, you know, they'll have Europe in their mind, I just think they've too much for Hibs. I think Hibs, we've spoke about it in transition, and they're not a team that look, for me, hard to beat, and I just think Rangers have too much for them.
This is a cracker. This one's hard to call because it's a bit unknown territory. Stephen Hamill against Martindale.
I tell you what,
It's a belter,
I
that.
never even spoke about Motherwell.
No, Stephen Hamill.
Let's go, give us a wee bit of Stevie
Aye,
Hamill.
yeah,
because that was brilliant. So it was the
Brilliant
result.
appointment.
In fact, Motherwell had a good record against Aberdeen last season for whatever reason that is. But no, they had a wee bit. They looked as if they were a wee bit more free in their play under Hamill. I think they were restricted a wee bit under the last manager, and I think Hamill just says listen and gave him a wee bit more belief in go and play.
Taking the reins off him.
Aye, a wee bit of that. Get the shackles off.
And there's a disconnect, I think, with the fans and the team
Yeah.
under that.
Yeah,
They've
never
done
get
well.
that
So,
Hamill away.
so listen, they've done well.
So it's a great result, but against a team that, how do you write them off, Livingston? I just...
No, they've been brilliant.
Aye, and
Do you think Newbley will still be at the end of the window?
Nah, do you?
I watched him with Arbroath last season 2 or 3 times, and he was different gravy. He was brilliant, by the way. And I can't believe somebody's not had a wee bite at him.
I think somebody
I'll
will.
have a wee bite
I
of
think
him, would
somebody
you?
will.
Bite his ass.
But you know what? Hey,
Bite his
even as a
nipples.
squad player,
Oh.
but
Does that get you going? Getting your nipples,
you
man.
got me thinking, mate. He ticks all the boxes because he is quick. He's brilliant on the ground for a big guy.
Aye.
He's a unit. He unsettles defences. Right, so I'm going to go straight to
Do you want to bite someone in you? I can tell you want to bite someone, didn't you?
Right, but I'm going to go for a draw.
Can I just say something as well? Motherwell signed a proper player. He was at Motherwell, went to Leeds, McKinstry on loan. Meant to be a proper player.
Right.
Just signed on loan yesterday, so I'll watch it
Who's
for
the
him. Off the front, off the sides.
So important.
Attacking player, I think he'll be really good.
In fact, I'm going to change my mind.
Oh!
Right, there's no cause of that. Do you want to know what I'm thinking? I'm looking at him because I'm thinking draw. I'm just going to go home advantage. Motherwell, Hamill, back there at Fir Park. Livingston, I tell you, it was so close, but I think Motherwell might just edge it. If they can take care of Newbley,
If they can bite him.
if they can have a wee nibble at him.
Right, Dale, we've no touched on this either.
Mhm.
St Johnstone versus Aberdeen.
I know, Aberdeen, all the changes and thought
Good one.
after the great start against St Mirren, 10 man St Mirren, but they looked all over the place at the back. Whether that was down to just Motherwell's good play, but I think Jim's got a wee bit of work to do in the training part this week. Again, I would look at that and I'd just go a draw. In fact, I think that will be a draw. Do you know that?
Andy Considine
See-
back against his old club.
Aye, and most of the time, see the games, they're drab, they're dour, there's hardly any goals in them. So for whatever reason that is, I'm going to go, I think that'd be something like a nut in each or a one each that game.
I thought you were describing Andy Constein there.
And last but not least, mate, Celtic Hearts.
Celtic are in a good place. Celtic are flying at the minute.
Can you see that being a high score or just...
I can. Because I think, we're touching on it earlier with Robbie, with the players that he's got at his disposal, I think he'll try and have a go. But if he does, against a Celtic side that are flying at the minute, I think there's only one winner.
That could be when Andy doesn't play Thursday night and then gets flung into that game.
It's a worst. 100%. He gets played for
Right, here's your chance, man. Go and take it. You've not played all yet. Go and play against Celtic. There's not
so Celtic, Celtic and with 2 or 3 goals.
Right,
I'll ask Scotty. Right, Scotty, I'm going to give you Ross County v Kilmarnock.
Ross County, Kilmarnock. I'm going to go Ross County.
Oh. Best, just keys a wee why?
Well, from all accounts, they've played well, and I just think something's got to give. I think that's a decent game for Ross County. I'm going to go Ross County.
Okay, I'm going to give Hibs v Rangers, your old club.
I think Rangers will win that. I think with Hibs are now not defending particularly well and not really look like they're going to score. So for me, I'm going to go Rangers.
Okay, mate. Another one of your old clubs, Dundee United v St Mirren.
Draw.
Tannadice. Draw.
Aye.
And that would obviously be a better result for St Mirren, that wouldn't it? If it was a draw. Yeah. Last one I'm going to give you is St Johnstone Aberdeen.
I think St Johnstone will win that.
Do you?
I'm going to go St Johnstone, aye.
Oh, wow.
I could see that as well, but I just think they're quite drab games in. For whatever reason, I think they're still going to be in a bit of transition, Aberdeen.
Yeah.
A lot of players through together.
They're kind of similar with Hibs, and I think it's because they had a good Premier Sports Cup they were in.
Yeah. I just wonder
hard to judge it.
I wonder behind the scenes as well, because there's a few players still there, still to find clubs, and doesn't create a great atmosphere. I think that's why Jim will want to get them out the door.
Who's Arbroath got, did you say, Scotty?
Queen's Park.
Tough game they've started to do.
Owen Coyle.
Coyle,
good manager.
Beat the 2 wee Grant Savoury for us, Peterhead last year.
A great clear ahead in that.
He's another one that could go again that scored at the weekend. Tom Thomas there as well, came in with us pre-season.
That's why I'm Scotland.
Best one.
Probably James.
Jamesy go on. Jamesy got minutes.
Can you ask me the...
Right, no problem.
Oh, you doing this as well? Are you doing this as well?
Just ask me.
Right, okay, no problem. Right, your old team. Motherwell versus Livingston, Slaney.
I think we'll go with I think Stevie Hamill train keeps on rolling. Motherwell home win.
Right.
But do you think there's any chance I'm taking you back to the club?
There's been contact, that's all say. Don't got a role yet, but we'll see, we'll talk it up.
Your old job.
Right, I'm intrigued to see what you're going to go here after, but Scotty's going for St Johnstone, so St Johnstone against Aberdeen.
I think Scotty was in that motor with you this morning. But Aberdeen won, I let them. There you go.
Right, there you go, and I'm going to go Toughies, Ross County against Kelly.
Toughie. What, sorry?
Ross County against Kelly.
Listen again.
The Highlands,
it's a hard place to go. That bus journey's disgusting. Ross County home win.
Would you be in the toilet on that journey?
I came on that game for Celtic debut.
Did you dare in the toilet on the way up?
No, I didn't make sense. People, have you ever done a shite on one of the coaches when I disgrace?
Do you know anyone that did?
I think a few people. I think Paddy McCourt was one that liked it. Because he's threw John Robertson under the bus.
But he was one that loved it. You would never do that on a
too much.
trip.
3-4 hours on it sometimes.
Too much.
There's a guy when he
He's staying in the toilet. He would no way, mate. No. He would never do that.
Last but not least, Dundee United against St Mirren.
Listen, I think it's going to be a great day for Dundee United. I think the Arabs will be back on top and it's going to kick-start their season. Because, listen, they did start well. And I think the European, because it was such a big deficit, I think that it maybe just took the wind out their sails. So I think they'll get back. They've, great players. Good players on their team. Good manager. I think good times for Dundee United.
Beautifully said, Slaney.
Really? So who's on next week? Oh.
Sorry, mate.
Who's on next week if we got Aidan or Faddy back?
No, we've got her in the English podcast now.
I've noticed that, aye. How'd that go then? You're fucking getting Premier League players in England.
Just keep at it. Hey, just keep at it.
I'm setting fireworks in a hat for you next week. Half a guess.
You was too sensitive.
I'll wait for you. Super.